Because what happens is, as an entrepreneur or as a top of the organization, you have 20 things to delegate to 15 people. And generally what I saw was, हम बुला लेते हैं, तू ये देख ले, तू ये देख ले, तू ये देख ले, else we send an email. And then we lose a track because every day I receive at least 150 emails. But today I reply to 5 emails only. Because whatever I need to do, I just need to delegate it to one person and I don't ask them for a follow-up every day. There is a defined deadline which is being given. And the tool has to do such a way that tool becomes a very important binding factor for both of us. So right from day one, we never sent any invoices to people on Excel or on Word file. We created a system because whatever we felt like is going to be required to be repeated, we always create a system. My lead management is being maintained through system. My task delegation is being managed through your system. So that's how I don't rely upon anything which is manageable, which could be manipulated.
Hi everyone, welcome to Achiever Club. Today we have Ashish joining us from Pune. He is the founder of a company called IKF, I Knowledge Factory. So let's hear it from his journey of automation and how he used the automation tools to grow the business and what kind of understanding a digital marketing agency should have if they want to scale in their industry. So Ashish, welcome to Achiever Club interview.
Thank you, Keval. It's indeed a pleasure speaking to you. I had been a big fan of yours. I had been seeing your lots of videos, attended quite a lot of your webinars as well. And it's really a delight to be sharing and speaking with you.
Awesome. So Ashish, tell us about yourself first, your beginnings. When did you start this company? And from that day till today, just tell us briefly about the entire journey.
So I had always been a first movers kind of a person. So the time when internet was coming in India, that's the same time when we started with IKF. So it was way back in 2000 when internet was getting popular. People were moving away from fax machines to email accounts. People were moving out from brochures to a web pages kind of a thing. And then we saw .com boom and multiple other things. So since then until now, we are very, very relevant. We always keep ourselves updated. And we are still a young, yet a mature agency right out here. Today, we work with over 2000 plus customers. Generally, we work with large corporates. And that's how we have been growing ourselves and upgrading ourselves as well.
Amazing. So I think this interview should be seen by every digital marketing agency who wants to grow their business. So Ashish, tell us about the challenges that you faced when you were growing your business.
I think you only feel your challenges when you are not passionately aligned with your profession. I always looked up as every challenge or any hurdle which I saw was probably I was not meant to be prepared for that situation. But when I go and speak at a lot of forums, people ask me what are challenges. I said, when I keep my eye closed, I don't see any challenge because that's a routine part of the business. If people come, they backbeat you, they stab you, they leave you, and client comes, they negotiates with you, and client doesn't pay you money. I think it's a part of your system flaw, not a challenge. And as a business owner, we know one thing that these are day-to-day issues, objections which are going to come in from. And I always accept it and I see to it that there are new challenges rather than having to face the same challenges again and again. And when I don't see the same challenges coming to me again, it's always an opportunity to upscale.
Absolutely. So, somebody who want to start their digital marketing agency, who is sitting, let's say, in Noida or maybe Bangalore, they have a small team. When they start, I'm sure, they don't know about delegation, they don't know about CRM, they don't know about, the hierarchy. So when you started, what kind of challenges you faced and how using automation you solve them? Just tell the audience that as well.
So as it's being said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go long, go with a team. So right from day one, I understood one thing that I don't need to make myself work. I need to make people around me work. And that only happens once you are good with your delegation. If you are not doing a micromanagement, but you need to do you need to do management part of it. Reviews and micromanagement are two different aspects. So right from day one, I always believed in one thing that in order to scale up, I will require multiple Ashish. And in order to create multiple Ashish, I need to train them. I need to make them accountable. I need to ensure that everything is very, very specific. So keeping that in view, I had been using some or the other way of the task management system for all these particular days. So that's the typically reason why I am not involved in day-to-day operations of my business. But last year when I got to attain your task management and business automation tool, I was that because I was thinking of something on that line that I should be able to come give a task to someone. Then I don't need to follow with them that tool should be able to follow. And
Mm,
that's what exactly your tool does at that point of time.
mm,
Because what happens is, as an entrepreneur or as the top of the organization, you have 20 things to delegate to 15 people. And generally what I saw was हम बुला लेते हैं तू ये देख ले तू ये देख ले तू ये देख ले else we
mm,
send an email and then
mm,
we lose a track because every day I receive at least 150 emails. But today I reply to 5 emails only because
ab-
whatever I need to do, I just need to delegate it to one person and I don't ask them for a follow up every day. There is a defined deadline which is being given, and the
ab-
tool has to do such a way that tool becomes a very important binding factor for both of us. क्योंकि
mm,
लोग क्या बोलते हैं सर आपने दिया कब था आपने डेट तो नहीं बताई थी अच्छा खत्म भी करना था क्या अच्छा आपने मेरे को दिया था क्या बिकॉज इन ईमेल वी हैव a habit of to CC, BCC, and then when you are trying to give it over to multiple people, you don't make anyone accountable. I think that's what one of the very important thing which your tool of task automation solves for us.
So somebody who is a small dish marketing agency, for them, when they're just creating a WhatsApp group and they
Yeah.
say, okay, we can just manage things on WhatsApp group. What is your message to them?
So I think WhatsApp is a good tool for communication. It's not a delegation tool. Okay.
Mm,
So today, when we work with around 40, 50 digital marketing project or 40 odd website projects are going on, WhatsApp is good to keep people updated. But in order to make someone accountable, I think a tool like this is important. Now,
right.
most of the time people do what they think email भेज दिया तो सामने वाले ने पढ़ लिया. And I always say one thing, चाहे sales हो, चाहे operations हो, email भेजना is one particular thing. Update them on WhatsApp saying that sir email भेज दिया है. And whatever the mode is available. Now this can be done with an external team. But when it comes on to internal team, you need to control, you need to command, you need to ensure one thing that everyone is accountable and then there is a system which holds everyone accountable. Okay, so anyone now, when you want to make someone accountable, see, as long as you are 4, 5 people team, you are able to hear out each other. When जब मैं सांस लेता हूँ दूसरे को भी हवा लग जाती है तब तक के कोई टूल की जरूरत नहीं है. But when you want to really scale up, when you want to make yourself accountable, when you don't want client to escalate about things not reaching them on time. What client doesn't like is आपने commit तो कर दिया but you haven't delivered them on time. अच्छा
Mm,
कोई भी ओनर नहीं चाहता है कि मैं डिलीवरी लेट करूं बट बिकॉज एज चेन बढ़ता जाता है हिरार्की बढ़ती जाती है देन इट बिकम्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट आई थिंक
absolutely.
a tool like business automate really helps out in order to channelize over there.
Mm, okay. One very interesting question I want to ask is for the people from Pune, right?
Hmm.
पुणे में जो entrepreneurs हैं, right? Last time when we had a chat, you said कि लोग technology बहुत जल्दी adapt करते हैं.
Right.
So, just tell us about Pune as a city कि क्या potential है पुणे में MSMEs का in terms of their own growth. And just tell us about few industries as well on how they can, use the delegation, they can grow. Just tell us about your perspective.
So I know Pune because I am been in Pune for almost like 25 years. I haven't done my studies over here. I just came. By the way, one thing is I was working in iKnowledge Factory, the company which is being owned today, as a sales executive. Then I took over the company. And no parental money being invested, no bank debts over there. Okay, I under my Marwadi because they once a profit share, and that's how I have worked. So now talking about Pune, Pune is a land of opportunity. Pune is a pleasure, leisure, and earning kind of an opportunity because it's a fantastic mix of multiple industries,
Mm,
starting with manufacturing hub, starting with IT hub, education hub, and today real estate hub. So
mm,
all growing industries are today based out from Pune. And
right.
what I had understood over here is because of this multiple industry conglomerate over here, people have a high zeal for learning and digital adaptation. So when it comes on to education industry, it gives me upstream saying that कि मेरे को पढ़ना है. I see all my people in my network has got a business coaches. No one runs a
Mm,
business on their own because they know one thing कि एक stage के बाद में I need to rely upon someone whom I can rely upon and who can make me accountable for. Second thing is being into IT. So we have a lot of exposure to IT also. So keeping this in view, one is upscaling and second is IT adaptation makes a fantastic combination out here. So
Absolutely.
right from day one, we never sent any invoices to people on Excel or on Word file. We created a system because whatever we felt like is going to be required to be repeated, we always create a system. My lead management is being maintained through system. My task delegation is being managed through your system. So that's how I don't rely upon anything which is manageable, which could be manipulated.
Right, right. So, Ashish, you have been into business past, I think, more than 1 decade, right?
Two
And
decades,
yeah, two
two and a
decades,
half decades.
2.5 decades. And now you are promoting as a promoter of IKF. And last time we discussed that, you're very light on visiting offices. Sometimes you go late, sometimes you're, home. Say, on weekends, your, brain works and you're working some ideas, but your all projects get delivered on time, right? So, because of delegation, you feel that you've got a little bit freedom on operations part. And what do you think about it?
So I think right from day one, see, my reason of doing business is not to keep myself self-employed. Now,
Mm,
most of the time, people feel that they are employer, but they are actually big time self-employed people. Now, if you look up at me, the kind of attire I wear in on Tuesday is like casual because it has to give me freedom. Can I walk into a client meeting like this? I will not. But point is that I have a competent team on a back end who
mm,
are professionally attired, who are professionally coming up on time, replying to client email. Today, I am marked to copy in 150 emails, but hardly a email is requiring my intervention. When I
mm.
was traveling abroad, I had, frankly speaking, so many emails, but no intervention of mine required. It was just marked to be copy. Now I'm also going to cut down on that. Okay, so that is one particular part. And this has only happened because I learned the art of delegation. Because
Mm.
in one of the seminar with one of the very, very highly acclaimed business owner whom I look up as mentor, he said me one thing that Ashish, if you are able to find a person who is 70% as efficient as you are, you think you should delegate it. Most of the time people feel that कि मेरे जैसा होना चाहिए, मेरे जैसा कोई नहीं हो सकता, वो मैं ही हो सकता हूँ, या तो मेरे से अच्छे हो सकते हैं या तो मेरे से खराब हो. But 70% is a good rate. And I think most of the time challenge people face is when there is no system available for delegation, then it
Mm.
becomes a challenge. मेरे को लगता है यार मैं ही कर लेता हूँ. Today, what I do is I allocate a task at any given point of time whenever it comes in my mind. I don't have to wait for 8 to 5 that जब मैं ऑफिस में रहूंगा तब task allocate करूंगा. With a tool like Business Automate, okay, what it does it, I go allocate a task and I just have to give a deadline. Khatam.
Correct.
Once the person accepts it, he has to deliver. Second
Right.
thing, we are also making this tool accountable for the performance appraisal, monthly reviews, quarterly reviews. So I think it's all a data-driven decision making now.
So
So
what is your
Mera,
vision? What is your vision? You are growing, but then what's your plan? What's your vision? Or is it freedom? Is it scalability as you as a person?
so freedom is the primest thing for which I am working. Okay, once I am free as a business owner, I'll always think. When I think, scalability comes with option. I cannot scale myself without having a freedom. जो बोलते हैं चलती ट्रेन में निशाना नहीं लगा सकते, निशाना लगाने के लिए रुकना पड़ेगा, ठहरना पड़ेगा, फोकस करना पड़ेगा, लेकिन मैं सबको नहीं रोक सकता हूँ. So while I am speaking to you, I come at 12 o'clock at my office. My team is here at 9:30. Team is there at 7:30. Saturday is the time when my office is shut, but I am the only person over here because that's the day when I enjoy my freedom. That's the day when I get to upscale myself. And that's how I typically work upon. And more you delegate, more you learn an art to delegate, I think more will be the freedom and more will be scalable.
So what is your message to all the entrepreneurs in India who wants to grow? What is that one mistake which you feel people are doing because of which they are not able to grow? Any unique
Pe-
mistake which you have find here? ये एक रीजन है जिसकी वजह से लोग ग्रो नहीं कर पाते.
I think people don't understand the reason why we have got into business is to free ourselves. That's number one. And as I told you, freedom will only happen when you have competent team. Now you
Hmm.
have competent team, but if you are not competent enough to delegate or to
Hmm.
define that job description, then what will happen is you are hiring a person, You are paying them a salary and you are also making yourself readily available for any of their gaps. मेरा बहुत simple सा चीज है. You are being hired for these 10 things. You have to do these 10 things. Don't come to me asking how to do that. Okay? Repeatedly. Even if you come once, twice is okay, but don't come to me repeatedly. And then second is a proper hierarchical based kind of a structure. Ki head of sales should come and to speak to me. Sales executive should not come and speak to me. Head of operations should come and speak to me. All other layers should not come and speak to me. Once in a week, when I meet them up, it's just a casual discussion. I don't discuss any project related issues with them. And this had only happened because I am free and then I spend more time with this 2, 3 layer of the people only who reports to me. If I have got 20 people reporting to me and I am accountable for 20 people for my 1,500 clients, then my life would be mess.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this was Ashish, not only talked about the delegation automation, but he gave us some basic entrepreneurial, lessons which people are missing. And the base is why you started, right? What you started. If you're not, if it is not leading towards freedom, at least from operations, not maybe from sales. Yes, you can sell, but if you're not free from operations, then why are you doing business? Just for money? In India's latest statistics shows that working professionals are building more assets in India right now rather than business owners, because business owners are having a lot of loans, salaries with zero profit and all the headache and a big ego that they are business owners. But actually, real money is what the senior leadership is making. So it's time for MSMEs to wake up and figure out what they want to do. So, guys, this is it. Every week we conducts one such interview with young entrepreneurs who have grown their business. Subscribe to the channel, like it, and tell us in the comment box what has been your biggest learning after listening to my and Ashish's conversation. Ashish, what is your website URL?
So my website URL is iKnowledge Factory. It's indeed called ikf.co.in. But you don't have to remember my website URL. Just go and type in the top digital marketing agency in India. You'll find me out there.
Awesome. So if you're somebody who's based in Pune and they're into manufacturing, trading, real estate, want to grow the business, Ashish is the go-to guy. Reach out to him and he will take your brand from here to here. Thank you so much, Ashish, for joining us.
Thank you very much, Keval. It was indeed a pleasure speaking to you.